Hello, ladies, and welcome to the Sexy Side of Menopause. We are here for another amazing episode, and I am not disappointing again. I have a fabulous woman here that's going to be able to share so many great nuggets for you as you're transitioning along this menopause journey. I came to know her, I'm thinking it's going on nearly 3 years ago, and she was very impactful then. And we kind of see each other on social media, and I'm like, my goodness, she is just on fire. The women that she is serving. So I was like, you have to come talk to the ladies on the sexy side of menopause, and she agreed. And here she is, ladies, Marion Johnson. Welcome to the sexy side of menopause. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Beverly. I love what you're doing.
Oh, thank you so
I'm
much.
honored.
And I'm a girl fan as well. So introduce yourself to the audience to let them know what you're doing and how you're serving these amazing women on this menopause journey.
Absolutely. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Marion Y. Johnson. I'm the founder and CEO of the Redefine Me movement. I help women redefine and reclaim their lives in the aftermath of loss and life transitions like menopause. I help them by retreats, group coaching, as well as offering personalized guidance and compassionate support. I'm just looking forward to all of the great things that we're going to talk about today.
Awesome. That is such a journey of healing that you're providing the women. So I know you've been working with women a very long time, and there was an impetus that got you started in this venue. So let's talk a little bit about that. We're just going to have a conversation and just hopefully serve the women in the most amazing way, because you never know who's going to show up and identify with exactly what you're talking about, and knowing like you're the person that can help them on their that journey.
Yes. Well, what got me started, you're right. I have been serving women. I can't even remember when I wasn't, but it started back in my teens. I've always, even in high school, I've always had a very knit, tight, close knit friends group. And we used to always be there for each other. It was about eight of us. And I didn't know even back then that we were coaching women.
Yes, yes.
Even in high school, I was a peer
We were
educator.
doing it pro bono.
Yes, yes. But it really came into fruition when I was in college. I was in college and I started a movement called Women with Divine Destiny. And that is when I grew my passion to empower women through our stories, through our life's challenges. And that really sparked, and it's so crazy. Well, it's actually divine, honestly. When I was in high school, we had our close knit friends group, but I actually couldn't get along with women. Could not at all. And that is stereotype that Black women can't get along. So I am here to dispel all the myths that we need each other, that we can't get along. But the truth is that we are a force together and we're strength for each other. And so, fast forward to now, I've been a personal coach. I'm a certified grief life coach and life redefinition strategist. I've been doing that for almost 10 years.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
I started with having workshops in my home. After my sister passed, actually, you see her in the background here.
Yeah, yeah.
Sheila's my motivation. She passed away almost 11 years ago from cancer, from uterine cancer and ovarian cancer, and it just metastasized through her body. She is and still is my best friend because I never forget the impact that she had in my life. And that's what started Redefine Me movement. I took a tragic moment in my life and I redefined what it meant for me. I help women through their transitions, whether it's loss of themselves, of identity, if they've lost a loved one, if they have lost their journey, if they've lost their purpose and their cause. Because honestly, when my sister passed away, not only did I lose her, but I lost myself.
Oh my
I lost who I was. And doing that, the biggest joy is for me is when women have not only aha moments, but when they have redefining moments. And
Yes.
so even when I think about that with menopause, because I am post-menopausal, I
Welcome to the
experienced
club.
it.
Welcome.
Yes, yes, I am. It was a year. July the 6th is when I became post-menopausal. One thing that I have done to redefine my life with that is, some things in my life may be gone, but the one thing that will not stop is my purpose.
Yes. Yes.
Sometimes I have to repurpose my life with having a fan. I
Yes.
have to repurpose my life with preparing for the occasion, dressing for the occasion, but my voice will not stop. My purpose will not stop. My assignment here on this earth will not stop, but it will be redefined into a different redefinition. And I'm gonna be quiet because I can talk
No,
about this
no,
all
keep
day.
going, keep going. I'm like, we're having church. Amen.
Redefinition for me is bringing things into a different perspective or bringing a different light
Mhm.
on those things. And we all know that the aging process is here. So, how can we enjoy our journey, our redefinition journey, as we continue to move forward?
Yeah.
So, that's why Redefine Me movement exists.
You can tell you have a calling, girl, because it's just flowing, and I'm just sitting here and eating it all up because everything that you're talking about, it definitely is something women have to really be able to look at, identify, and make the decision on how they want to navigate because life is full of change. That's one
It
thing I
is.
said from the beginning of my earliest recall. There was things
Mm,
that was happening to me and I had to shift and change and shift and change. And you know what? It never stopped. I remember as I went into life after college, I was traveling all around the world, different countries, and it's like adapting to new countries, new concept, new ways of just showing up in life. And then when menopause came, it was just like, oh, this is a no-brainer. This is another change. But sometimes
yes.
women find themselves in this journey and not had any insight, any education about it, and feel like they're lost, floundering, suffering in silence, and don't know where to turn. So that's what I love about what I'm doing in the Sexy Side of Menopause. The podcast is bringing women in, and we're talking about these things that happen in our lives, all the change and understanding like these are indications that you're going through changes with your hormones that are going to enable you to step into a brand new version of yourself. And I think
Yes.
about the butterfly. We are one woman that's developing, and we hit this place where you talked about your, I call it like the menopause birthday. When you hit that, you're
Mm-hmm.
transitioning into a totally new you, like that butterfly that comes out of the cocoon. You're transformed. You're not that exact same woman that came in. And
Right.
understanding that process and knowing that there's something new and better for you ahead is where we're here to support and inspire them. Because if you don't know that, you might hit that initial point of menopause and think, my life is over. It's never going to get any
Yes.
better. My body's not the same. And it's like, no, she's not. She's getting ready for something even new and better.
Yes, absolutely. And that I'm so glad that you are here to know that there's help, to know how to navigate, to know how to transition in a healthy way. Because one thing that I found in my close friend group, we're all either have turned 50 or either we're about to cross over to 50 like me. I'm 48 and I'm going to be 50 really very 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 soon. But being able to have a resource, we all have different symptoms
Yes. Yes.
menopause. And for me, some of my friends, have not experienced hot flashes, but the one thing that I really like about this is that you provide resources to know that you do not have to heal and navigate in isolation.
Exactly.
That's what we teach in in our programs for the Redefining movement that we were never meant to be in. Of course, you can have your time. We were never meant to grow in isolation. You
Mhm.
think of you think of the butterfly, you think of flowers, you think of trees. They just don't have one leaf.
Right, right, exactly, exactly.
There's cluster of leaves, there's cluster of flowers. They have to nourish each other, and they have to pull nutrients from each other to thrive.
Right.
And so that's what I feel like. I service Black professional women of faith, and I'm proud of that, to know that there's a space for redefinition as well as when we navigate menopause. And so, what I was saying was, during my friend group, we offer resources to each other. And so now this is another resource.
Ooh,
I can tell them to plug into your podcast, plug into your coaching, your
okay, come on,
consultation.
come on.
Yes, to know that we can do this, that we can navigate through these areas of life, because there wasn't a lot of resources that I can remember growing up in the Black community. When we talked about the change of life, that's the only thing I heard about it. But knowing how to embrace this moment, I'm actually looking forward to being 50, to
Yeah,
aging, because now I have resources. First of all, it's a blessing to be here.
amen to that. Yes.
Yes, we counted these days that we spent above ground as just another chance to have a resource or to get it right in our lives. And so, but knowing that I don't have to do this alone, that's a release and a breath of fresh air. So
Oh,
thank you, Beverly.
oh, darling, thank you. You got so much that you shared that I want to unpack. I'm going to start with the fact that you said the trees and the flowers, like there's this abundance, there's this community.
Yes.
And what I think about is as I've traveled around the world, there are people that have been friends from childhood and they have grown together, so they have that community there, and then they have their elders who are there taking care of the grandkids and teaching them things about their history. I was like, in the natural light now, the sun is past a cloud or
Uh-oh.
something, so it's gotten darker, so hopefully it'll come back. I think that's an indication something powerful is happening here.
Yes.
So as I've traveled around the world and seen how these different countries navigate and support each other, the women who are going through the change, like the young ladies who are going through their stages of puberty and stepping into the young adulthood, and then the women who are, about to give birth to their children, and then you go into menopause. Like each one of these stages, these cultures have time that they hold the women close and support them. What
Yes.
I've seen in the United States, because we're the babies of the world, we're only like 250 years old, and we're doing things that are different. When you look at a lot of these old cultures that were about community and about the elder and the women that were wise, and in the United
Yes.
States, we're very isolated. We're
Mm-hmm.
the ones that talk, go out, get that job, go after that money, do that grind, and then one day you can retire at 65 and they put
Mm-hmm.
you out the pasture because you're aging and you're not bearing children and you're not relevant. And I was just like, wait, 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 hold up. There's something wrong with this message. And the sexy side of menopause is about community. It's about sharing what's happening on this menopause journey. Because I'm like you, I'm a baby boomer, so I got you by a decade. And they did not talk about menopause. They whispered the change, and it was just like this. And you
Mm-hmm.
weren't allowed to be in those conversations with adult women.
Right.
Did not
That's
bring
true.
you into that conversation. So now we're in a new day and time, a different generation, and we are out here having the conversations in community, sharing with women. And me as an elder, I step into that role wholeheartedly. I'm so grateful for it. Like you said, to be here is a blessing. But I just
Yes.
want to share and help women so you don't have to find that you're not suffering in silence without people to support you, and also not showing up in a doctor's office and unable to articulate what's happening with you and walking out with a handful of prescriptions that may or may not serve you. So
Exactly.
understanding what the menopause journey is about, being a woman of a certain stature that can share. I have no daughters, so this is my labor
Mm,
of love, is to share this information. I was fortunate that I didn't have difficulty with the menopause journey, but there was something that was happening that I couldn't put my finger on, and nobody was able to give me the answer. So I had to research and dive and talk to people, and come to find out, oh, this is a hormonal shift. But did my doctor tell
mhm,
me that? No. I could have been one
mm,
of those people that ended up like, I'm just depressed. Give me something to make me feel better. But you know what?
right.
This is a natural cycle. You can go through it very naturally and holistically, be in community, or if you choose to, go and get your pharmaceuticals. Just know that there's some outcome, there's some difficulty that comes along, that nothing is perfect, but understanding the process and making the best choice for you, seeking out people like myself and yourself who are there to support you as coaches.
Yes, yes. I'm so grateful for that, and we being able to serve as a resource, like I said, is a breath of fresh air, but allows community. It allows collaboration like we're doing today.
Yeah.
You never know who your next you like they say you are just a handshake away from your dreams coming true. I saw that somewhere today. And I thought about the podcast. It's not only a resource, but it's allowing us to have collaborations and allowing us to even touch more people. And
Yes.
even with the client shift here, you know, with politics and things like that, we're able to empower each other and be able to be a resource for each other. So thank you. I mean, I just agree with everything that you're saying. And it's so good because I just had an event not too long ago, and a lot of the women who were who I consider elders, like in their 60s and 70s, and even in their later 50s, was actually able to breathe again, was actually able to have a sense of, and what I mean by that is having a sense of release at at the actual luncheon, but able to benefit from us.
Yes. Yes.
And so that's why I say it's a revolving door. It's a recurring cycle, as we call. Is
Right.
that you have something for me, I have something for you, and now this is a ongoing collaboration which will continue to feed each other. So
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
want to add that as
Okay.
well.
So let me ask you something. I know you work with women that have trauma. How
Mhm.
do you support women in that area? Because I don't work with trauma. I'm fortunate.
Mhm.
I mean, I've been through things and I've had counseling, and I'm very analytical. So if I can understand something, I can navigate through it. I
Right.
understand life is full of change. I'm not blaming anybody. What do I need to learn from it? Use it, move it, keep going. That's like the way I am, and I never carry bitterness or hatefulness or anger or malice. But I do know women that I've seen them go through challenges and they never were able to work through it. Maybe they didn't have a counselor, tried to figure it out on their own. And you talk to them years later and you feel like they're still stuck in that same place that
Mhm.
they were unable to navigate and work through. I think that there's like 6 or 7 stages that you go through when you have trauma or grief. So let's
Grief.
talk about
Mhm.
that a little bit.
Yeah, I love the fact that first of all that I get to serve, and you cannot serve anyone without going through it first.
True.
I have had a lot of loss in life, in regards to my sister, in regards to wanting to have children, and being able to redefine that first, identifying at what stage they're at in grief and loss through trauma, and then I teach a framework in my program called When You Heal, You Feel.
Okay.
Being able to give a voice to their feelings,
Okay.
slowing down the process. I know that we are a microwave society.
In the
And we
United
want it
States, we
right
are.
now. We want it right now. We want to be able to get to that goal now. But I also talk about the power of
Mhm.
one goal at a time. When we, even through this entrepreneur journey, aspiring entrepreneur journey, and even healing through trauma, we tend to take on so many things at once. But if we just master the power of one,
Okay.
yeah, the power of one, and congratulate ourselves, celebrate our wins, the power of one is accomplishing one goal at a time. Even if that goal in your trauma is getting up out the bed, brushing your teeth,
Yeah. Right.
congratulate yourself for that.
Right.
And then let's move on to the next stage. Because when I lost my sister, I talk about how I lost myself, but I went on autopilot. There was no, I was at a point in my life where I felt like I didn't have anybody else to serve because I had to first save myself and serve myself.
Mhm. Right.
And so, even in going through loss, grief, trauma, realize that you deserve it, you matter.
Mhm.
Let's take this thing one step at a time.
Right.
Where are you in the stage of grief or loss?
Right.
Are you in denial? Are you angry?
Mhm.
Have you gone to a place of acceptance? Because that's where all of us want to be at a place of acceptance.
Yeah.
And I talk about a time in my life, not only when I lost my sister, but when I had to come to a place of acceptance where I was not going to be a traditional mom and birth children. Because
Mhm.
I just things in my life, and we don't have time for that, but I had to go through surgery and things like that
Mhm.
to even make it possible for me to have children.
Yeah.
So I had what I call a bathroom break
Okay.
where I had to go into the bathroom and call my support system. I was at a point where I experienced my own real life trauma,
Okay.
where I was going to the OBGYN and them telling me numbers and just having a really bad day. So I so I consulted with two of my friends, and
Mhm.
they were the support for me. I don't
Okay.
know, I can't even tell you what they said, but in that moment I knew that they seen me, they heard me, and I was every ounce of depression, every ounce of me feeling not worthy, it lifted off of me because I was able to be open and vulnerable.
Yeah.
So I tell people I came out the bathroom as superwoman, but not to save other people, but knowing that I saved myself. And I
Yourself.
can say now, even now, I'm a proud momty. I'm a mom auntie to my nephews, and I wear that badge of honor. But not only that, I'm able to be a midwife to other women to birth their gifts, their
Right.
calling, their talents, their dreams, their vision.
Yeah.
And so, how do you navigate this? To go back to your question, is taking it one step at a time.
Okay. Okay.
Acknowledgement, taking it one step at a time. Rid the feeling of becoming numb because you have to feel it.
Yeah.
It hurts.
Yes.
Healing is
Yes.
messy.
Yes.
Healing
Yes.
from trauma, if you may be crying one day, journal. I always have my journal. You have to put a voice to your trauma.
Right.
But then you arrive at a place of acceptance where you can't accomplish those goals.
Awesome. That is powerful right there. You said something about the bathroom, and I didn't think of that as being as powerful as it is, but I remember I worked in high levels of government supporting, dignitaries, high ranking military people. It's like all of the ego that you can deal with in testosterone. I remember I would show up and just do my thing because I was really good at what I did. But there were days when my cup was full. I ain't have no more room for nothing else. And I would like, I gotta go to the bathroom. I would just go
Hmm.
in that bathroom and I would just talk myself back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm really interesting how we find our ways to navigate and heal because there was no support group there. If they thought you felt were falling apart, it's like get her out and bring the next person in. Like you were so
Mhm.
disposable. But as I've lived my life and moved through this menopause journey, I'm postmenopausal. I realize how important the instructions that they give on the flight with that oxygen mask falls, put it on
Yes.
yourself. You have to take care of yourself because if you're not, you can't take care of other women.
Right.
About that on the menopause journey. I can help other women because I have had to put my mask on. I have had to take care of myself.
Mm.
I had to do the self care to be
Yes.
able to show up. And
Yeah.
by doing so, I can look at what other women are going through. I'm like, baby, you're not taking care of yourself.
Mhm.
So
That's
it's
true.
important when you're going through this menopause journey, if you've been taking care of everybody, family, kids, husband, extended community, church, you got to stop. Your body is asking you to slow down, take care of
Yes.
yourself. If you haven't taken care of all of your medical needs, you find out where you are medically, and also find some time to just get out in nature, slow down. Like you say, you look at the trees. I try to go out in nature every day, and that is
Mhm.
healing. That is therapy
It
for us.
is.
That's something that we don't really make a priority, but you can get so much benefit from just doing that. So as you incorporate those little things into your life, you'll realize, you know what? I had not been taking care of myself. I've just been
Mhm.
going and going, going. I'm tapped out, I'm drained, and I'm exhausted. And then your hormones are starting to tank.
Yes.
Take care of you.
Right.
I feel
Yes.
like menopause is a gift that it is letting you know it is your time to take care of you if you haven't been doing so.
Yes, that is true. Self-care is not only outward, but it's also inward. And whatever that practice is, it's a one thing to be motivated, but it's another thing to be disciplined and also give yourself grace as well.
That's true. That's
So being able to know what practice that you can implement to aid in your self-care journey, inward and outward, because I love to get my nails done. I love to get my hair done. I'm overdue for a massage, but how can you affirm yourself each and every day, each single
right.
day? How
Right.
can you affirm yourself? That's a part of your self-care.
Exactly.
So I agree with that. Being able to care for yourself mentally, emotionally, physically, to know that you are your greatest possession. You are your prized possession.
Yes.
And that's what we do in one of my group programs is identifying what's 10 things that you absolutely love about yourself. And how can you feed these 10 attributes, or like I love my locks, I love my lips, I love, those are things that post peri, being in menopause, that menopause, that you can't take away those things that you absolutely love about yourself.
Yes.
So I agree with that. That's a part of self-care is so important.
That is so lovely. And I know you have events that you host because I was looking at some of your social media and there's like these group of women that are just being elevated and supporting each other and having such a great time. Talk about some of these events that you do.
Yes, I would love to. I have my group coaching called Redefine Your Healing Initiative. We do 2 cohorts a year, so it's 6 months. It's our 6-month program. I love rewords like refresh, reinvent. That's what we go through. We go through reclaiming. Each month is a different reword, but it's about confidence, forgiveness. So we have a new cohort opening up our enrollment for a new cohort. I also have my Redefine Women's Luncheon. That is my yearly luncheon where we celebrate. We just had one a few months ago to celebrate our 9th year, but we are going to do it big in August 2026 for our 10-year anniversary. So that is where I honor clients and graduates who have gone through different programs that I have. And I also choose 2 to 3 women in the community to honor as well. because that is one thing that's key to me, authentic sisterhood and allowing women to be seen in the community for what they're doing. They're handpicked by me. They all of the core values that Redefine Me movement have: authenticity, transparency, personalization, integrity. I look for women in the community that's showing up for themselves, and I honor them at the luncheon. And we also give you just the insight of all of the programs that we have. The last notable program that we do is our retreat. We
Okay.
have our Self Care Saturday retreat. We've done 4 Self Care Saturdays, but we did a big retreat, which was an entire day. So in 2026, we're going to do a retreat. The destination will be revealed, but we do our weekend retreats as well. They are the Refresh, Relax Retreat that we have for Redefine Me movement. So those are some of the programs that we have, and I'm looking forward to servicing women that is just ready to give new definition to their lives.
Wow, you are out here just doing some amazing work. Like I
Thank
said,
you
I
so
can really
much.
stand in awe of what you're doing. I'm so happy to see you see these women through transition and that they have a community that they can go to for support and help. And I know you're close to a couple hundred women. The change that
Yes.
each one of these women go through after being in your community and then going out to help other women, it's just like what we're doing. It just reverberates outwardly, and it
Hmm.
lets you know what you're doing is making a difference. So I want to acknowledge you for that and thank you for being here and sharing with the
Thank
women on the
you.
sexy side of menopause about all of the great work you're doing and how they can reach you. And again, give the ladies your contact
Hmm.
information as we get ready to close out. And I just want to say thank you so much and keep doing what you're doing. Looking forward to celebrating you for that 10-year anniversary.
Thank you so much, Beverly. Like I said, it's an honor to be here. You can reach me at redefinememovement.org. That's on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. I'm kind of dipping my toe to TikTok. Going to be on TikTok as well, but you can reach me on TikTok, Marion Y. Johnson. We're building that platform, but Redefine Me movement, we're here. We're here to stay. And like I said, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. And I think you have some logo that you can share with us. There we go.
Yes. This is one of our shirts. I actually have our lapel pins, but after the ladies have gone through the program, which we have 68 graduates from our group coaching program, they get either this shirt, which is Redefine Me, Heal, Whole, and Purposeful. And then there's another one that says, I am a redefined woman. That will be soon available on my website. We just did this is probably like 2 months old. So we're just getting things together to launch this as well. So this is a preview.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing. Ladies, I know you have actually enjoyed this episode with Mary and all of the great work. I encourage you to follow her. And for those who are on this menopause journey and feel like you're suffering in silence, I can help you. I'm Beverly Whitlow. I'm your host of the Sexy Side of Menopause. I'm the CEO of Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching, where I help women just like you break through the stigma of menopause and lean into a fabulous, confident, and sexy new vision of themselves through a holistic journey that I refer to as stepping into a powerful next level life on the sexy side of menopause. Thank you for being here, ladies. Thank you, Marianne.
Welcome. Bye bye.